Hello everyone, this is Ray Kierna with Copter Concepts. I am showing a video of a brand new Hughes 300 helicopter. Now this helicopter is the final kit result that's going to happen here. I've been asked to do a direct drive model because it has been questioned or asked, well, how do we get gears if something happens? And since I'm the one who manufactures the gears, which are not always the easiest thing to do, I did want to make at least a model that is direct drive. So here I will show this model as you look. It is a brand new model, all brand new structure. I completely redesigned most of the structure, so it's a lot tougher. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be easy to break. I should be able to survive a crash right into a wall with this thing, and it's not going to harm it. The tail rotor boom is tongue and groove, as I will show as I get closer here. If you look closely, there is only the main pulley with a belt drive going to the tail rotor pulley here, as you see. So there's that. Aluminum tubing assembly for the tail rotor pulley, which I find, pretty elegant and very easy to do. As you see here, the boom is tongue and groove. I'll move this out of the way so it can be seen here. So there is the boom assembly there. As you see, it's tongue and groove, and it fits onto the foam cockpit insert, as you see there. So it is tongue and groove. It's got spacers, that run down the length of the boom to strengthen it. The boom itself is 2 laminations of 1/32, stiff but as light as possible, sanded smooth. You've got the foam cockpit insert, which is actually cut out, so most of that foam insert is not even there. It's basically a ring with a U-color type of insert that will be supplied in the kit, so the builder can design and color however they want the cockpit to be, but there will be, the black and white blanks for the builder to color. It has all the rivet details on it, so all you have to do is just, stripe it if you want, color it, make it a solid color. The fuel tanks, those are also 2 laminations of thin styrofoam, which also mate to the frame as well, so that adds to its strength. There are a few pieces of 1/64 light ply. You see the aluminum tubing coming out of the boom. That's so it can be, anchored down with a wire and put into a winding stooge. So this can be stretch wound. Just a few of the little details, on the model. Skis are laminated. 2 laminations of 1/32 for strength. It's got the fly-bar paddle system, which, it works quite well. I mean, the science behind this, as I have discovered, if I put no rotor blades on the hub, I build the hub and the fly-bar assembly as you see it here. I built quite a few of them just like this, and this is the standard design now for a rotor hub and fly-bar assembly with paddles. This particular design allows for me to keep it consistent. The deal with this is, okay, the paddles are set to a positive angle each, about 5 to 6 degrees of positive angle, and they both need to be set the same. What I discovered is without the rotor blades on this paddle hub assembly, it turns beautifully true. I mean, stable as could be. When you put the rotor blades on it, and here's the key to making this fly-bar paddle assembly work. So this is a key component. The rotor blades both have to be, one, balanced, exactly the same weight, okay? You can have one a little bit heavier, maybe by a gram, but I wouldn't suggest that. So both rotor blades need to be balanced and be the same weight. The airfoil shape, if you look here, these rotor blades have an airfoil shape. I'm not using curved blades of any kind. I am using airfoil shape blades that I sand to an airfoil shape. The key to this is you want to make sure that both airfoils are the same. One can't be thicker than the other when you set your pitch. Now this main rotor hub and the rotor blade attachments are pitch adjustable. They fit in through a bamboo dowel or a hardwood dowel into the 5/32 diameter aluminum tubes. They are made for a snug fit, which means, you know, they're snug, but they're pitch adjustable. You want them tight enough to where as it rotates, you don't want them all of a sudden flying off the rotor hub. That would be disastrous. So you want a nice tight fit, but still movable so you can change the pitch at will. The tail wheel and the tail rotor assembly, tail rotor hub assembly is also pitch adjustable, so you can adjust the pitch of the tail rotor blades to compensate for torque. You can adjust the main rotor hub blades. Now, with the main rotor hub blades, I noticed once you put them on, I mean, if you got everything built right, you got the pitch of your paddles to your fly bar assembly set at the same pitch, and that's balanced. You got to balance your fly bar assembly before you balance your rotor blades. Okay, you got to have that balance first before you even put your rotor blades on the hub. You will mount your hub onto the model. Once that's mounted, it'll teeter back and forth. You balance it so it stands level. Then you balance both your rotor blades. Once your rotor blades are balanced, then you attach your rotor blades to the hub. Now I notice without rotor blades, the hub and the fly bars will track perfectly smooth and steady. When you put the blades on, you know, if one pitch is higher than the other, that means one rotor blade will pitch higher than the other or develop lift more than the other, which means you'll start to wobble. You won't have smooth or true tracking if one blade's pitch is set higher than the other. So you want to make sure both blades are not only balanced equally, you want to make sure the pitch of each rotor blade is set to the exact same pitch. You also want to make sure your airfoil is sanded in your rotor blades, because you sand the airfoil shape into your rotor blades. They don't come pre-sanded. That takes some work. So you sand in your airfoil shape into your rotor blades. You just need to make sure that your airfoil shape is sanded to the same shape as the other one. It's not really hard to do. If you take both lengths of the rotor blades, each rotor blade is 7 inches on this model. With the main hub, that's 7/14. That's 16-inch rotor blade diameter on this particular model. If you take that 14 inches, so I go, say, 15, 16 inches on one straight piece of balsa wood and sand in the airfoil shape along that entire 15.5, 16-inch length. Once you get that sanded, you cut your two blades, you check your airfoil shape, and you'll see that they will be pretty accurate. Once that's said and done, of course, you attach your rotor blades to your rotor hub, and then you check. You put a few winds in there, put a rubber motor on there, put some winds in there to get the rotors up to speed, and check to make sure that it is turning on an equal and even track. No flopping around, no bouncing around. You don't want any of that, because that's going to lead to severe oscillation, severe vibration, and the model will not fly. As those who have seen my orange model of this with Jack Skellington on it, that flew quite stable. I was very impressed with it. So this one, rotor tracking is beautifully straight, and this was on the first attempt. I built my hub, I balanced my fly bar assembly, I sanded and shaped my rotor blades, balanced them, put them on, set the pitch angles. I believe my rotor blades are set for a, I'm just kind of looking here. My rotor blades are set for, it looks like about a 3-4 degrees pitch, each one. And the blade tracked beautifully. I feel plenty of lift coming, so this model is ready for trial flights now, but I am just showing that this is going to be what the kit model is going to look like. I've fine-tuned every aspect of this model. It can be locked. The rotor blade system can be locked. I'll show you the locking mechanism I got on the other side. So when you stretch wind it, you can lock it. There is a 1/16 inch diameter square plastic tubing that is glued to the side, and a wire runs through that and through the holes into the pulley up to the main rotor hub. So that holds it in position while you're stretch winding it. So that can be, added with no difficulty as well, and very, very minimal weight added to it. Now the all-up weight of this model came out to exactly 28.5 grams. So it's a little lighter than the orange one that I did. So those who received the kit, you'll be able to put this together. Supplies, everything will be included in the kit to make this. The pulleys will be built up, not grooved like the main pulley on it was grooved. But I find that the built up pulleys here with the ultrafine sandpaper on the belt, instructions will be on the plans to show how to make these. This allows no belt slip, so you can have very light tension on your belt pulley, and you'll have plenty of torque compensation with no belt slippage. And if you have the less amount of tension you have on the belt, the less power loss you will have between the main pulley and the drive of the rubber motor. The tighter the belt tension, of course, you start losing power between main rotor and tail rotor. So I have just enough belt tension to achieve torque compensation, no more than that. So it's just a very, very light tension. You got a little bit of tension, but it's light. I measured out the distance between the main pulley and the tail rotor pulley. So, of course, on the plans will be the exact size of the tail rotor belt sizing. That would achieve this kind of tension. You can adjust it here and there as needed. I mean, little details can be added, like I put a little pilot tube on the front. I got a little light on there that you can add just to, kick up the detail. I drew a ghost in mind this time because I like Halloween. So this is Spooky. So he's in the cockpit now. I will be doing a test flight either tomorrow or the next day. I'd like to do it outside if I can, if the weather permits. I could do it inside. I just don't want to crash it into a wall like I did Jack Skellington. It didn't do any damage to him, but I did want to do a redesign on that particular model, and this is the ending result. This is the finalized version of what I'm doing for the Hughes 300. I mean, you can, do other things. You can put like a guy on it instead on a seat, instead of doing the styrofoam cockpit. People may ask about Sarge. Well, I'm going to show you Sarge. Well, here's Sarge here. He is no longer in a model of his own. The design I had him in wasn't quite right, but I am going to do another design, which will only take maybe a couple of days to assemble, and then Sarge will be ready for his trial runs. This particular model was Spooky. The whole framework took maybe 2 hours, maybe. Add another hour for the landing gear wire and the skis. Once I put the shaft in, and that'll be explained, on the plans, of course, and how that's done. It's done in halves. But I think total construction time for Spooky was probably less than 8 hours. Let's say 12 at the most. This model can be completely built with rotor blades, everything, in 12 hours or less. I worked on it on and off, a couple hours here, a couple hours there, maybe 3 hours. So I'd say in a week's period of time, I probably did it in under 12 hours. The model I have in mind for Sarge, which will kind of be a fun little thing, I got a kind of like an interesting design concept for that, which will be shown within the next couple days, hopefully. And we'll see how that works out. So be prepared to see some flights coming up. as always, I always do like to show my models. And here's the thing, okay? I'm not trying to claim that these models will fly for a minute, or 45, 50 seconds. I'm not saying that. These models, if built correctly, I mean, you'll probably get maybe a 10 to 20-second flight, maybe longer. I mean, some experienced flyers who fly in competition, I mean, you guys might be able to get this thing to fly for over 35, 40 seconds. I mean, Chris Starleaf built my Bell 206 Jet Ranger, and he got that to fly for over 35 seconds from an ROG. This model, if built correctly, you'll definitely be able to get it to fly anywhere between 10 to 25 seconds, which is a fun sport flight. And since it is a helicopter, it's really cool to fly. It's really fun to fly. And the flight test that I always do, and I know a lot of people have watched my flight videos, they either fly for, a few seconds here or there, or they crash into a wall. My flights are only to show that my models are capable of actual flight, not a still photograph, or hanging by a wire and taking a photograph of it. Ooh, look, it's flying. My models are designed to actually fly. So all test flights I do are to show proof that these models are indeed capable of flights. Whether my models fly for 2 seconds or 8 seconds or 10 seconds, it's just to show that they are capable of doing a flight. This particular model has been redesigned over and over and over again. And the reason why I do that is because I wanted something to fly that would be extremely stable, quick to build, easy to build, and a builder could enjoy building it at minimal cost, not spending, $70, $80 for a kit. If people may ask what this kit would probably go for, I would probably say complete kit with all materials would probably be around a $25 to $35 mark. Pretty affordable for a rubber-powered helicopter. And I really know there are no rubber-powered helicopter kits like this out on the market, except for the ones that are, a piece of styrofoam stuck to a stick and a plastic propeller. That's all I've seen. So this would be something that is going to be available on the market, and right now there is nothing like this on the market. So bear with me. I'm trying to make sure that these are the best they can be, because I want builders who buy this from me, to be happy and enjoy the model that they build. So for now, signing off, Copter Concepts. Flight tests coming real soon. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please click on a like, subscribe to my channel, and there's more adventures to come. Thank you.